Let me ask Texas Republican Congressman Blake Farenthold, whose district includes an area deeply affected by Harvey, the Texas Gulf Coast. Welcome to the show, Congressman.
Good to be with you, Kennedy.
So let's talk about this, because Democrats love the idea of tying aid relief to raising the debt ceiling because they love to spend money, but it really puts conservatives in a compromising position. What should they do?
Listen, I'm glad we've got a clean bill for debt relief, or for disaster relief coming through. We don't need to cloud it with other issues. We've got the remainder of the month to deal with the debt ceiling, and that's an important enough issue. It deserves its own debate and not getting buried in disaster recovery. That it ought to be something nobody should be able to vote against if it's a clean bill.
That's absolutely right, and that's what I've been saying. But the president and others in his administration, including the Treasury Secretary, they want to tie it to debt relief. That makes it a very unclean bill. That makes it a soiled bill. So you could get a clean version in the House, but then it could go to the Senate, and they could tie it to the anvil of debt ceiling raising.
That certainly could happen. I'm hoping it doesn't. I do think when the debate comes around to the debt ceiling, even the most conservatives, of which I consider myself, you've got to realize that this is money that's pretty much already been obligated and spent by Congress. But it is an opportunity, the debt ceiling, to step back and take a look at our overall spending and find some cuts. And we need to take every opportunity we can to rein in wasteful and unnecessary government spending.
It is so true. I mean, even if you just go through and get rid of some of the duplicate programs that we have in the federal government, you could save billions and billions of dollars. And it's really unimaginable that this Harvey relief, it's $8 billion. We're talking about a storm that may cost close to $200 billion. That $8 billion could kick us over the debt ceiling. And the United States could default. And that could send tremors through global markets.
And I think most people in Congress realize that. We just want to take the opportunity with the debt ceiling to deal with spending. But we've got to get the relief down to Texas. There are people counting on their day-to-day living on what FEMA is providing. Their houses have been completely destroyed, and they're either living in shelters or temporary housing provided by FEMA. We can't let FEMA run out of money, or the human suffering in the Texas region is just going to be unimaginable.
No, but the indomitable spirit there is truly inspiring. But I know a lot of people in your district, particularly in Corpus Christi, have been displaced. What are some of the longer-term options for those still in shelters?
Well, you move from a shelter typically into a hotel or an apartment while your building is being, your home is being rebuilt. Hopefully you have insurance that'll pay for the bulk of that. If you don't, the SBA has a loan program that will help a lot of people get the rebuilding done. So housing is going to be the biggest long-term expense, and that's going to require another supplemental. This $8 billion that's coming out now is the emergency relief. It's getting the trees off the streets and out of the yards. It's all sorts of things that are critical to getting life back to normal.
How badly could Congress screw up the aid relief?
You know, never underestimate the ability of Congress to screw something up, but I think we're on the right path right now. The bill that's set to be voted on in the House is a clean bill, gets the money through, and hopefully it won't go the fate of many bills and get screwed up in the Senate.
All right, well, we've got some pictures of you helping out some of your devastated neighbors. You got in there and you rolled up your sleeves, and I know it was obviously very tough for you and your family to see this and experience it. And our thoughts and prayers are very much with not only your constituents, but all of those affected by Hurricane Harvey.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate the support of the entire country.
Absolutely. Congressman, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.